Sheaves of historical loot began to swell and shudder, and then up popped Antipathy-Rose, an antique punch bowl on her head, her pointed teeth glinting in the light of 1,000 diamond rings.
"Thank wickedness!"
cried Ma.
"There you are, my mischievous maggot,"
called Pa. "What's that in your hand?" Malice asked her sister. Grandad squinted at the orange orb that Antipathy-Rose was clasping in her hot little hands and said,
"Oh, my shriveled kidneys."
"What is it, Grandad?" Malice asked. "What's wrong?" Ma and Pa saw what Grandad saw and gasped. Slowly they began to wade through the swag towards Antipathy-Rose, calling out soothing things, as though trying not to alarm a fawn in a forest.
"Steady now, my little fungus,"
Ma cooed.
"Hand it over to Pa, there's a mangy maggot."
Pa smiled, reaching gingerly towards the tiny toddler. The sight of Pa smiling was only soothing to those who knew him best. To the unaccustomed, it was a terrifying vision of crooked brown teeth and too much gum that seemed to swallow his whole face.
"Come now, my slimy lugworm," Pa continued. "Hand the sphere to your old Pa and I'll swap it for a nice juicy bone."
Antipathy-Rose looked unconvinced. She raised the sphere that had got her family all churned up and turned it, inspecting it in the light reflecting off the jewels which glittered around her. Malice looked hard at the sphere, and then she too let out a gasp and clapped her hands to her mouth. Trapped inside the amber orb was the unmistakable outline of a pocket watch. "That's not—" Malice's words trailed off. Grandad nodded at her. "Are you telling me that that's Maniacal Malign's pocket watch?" Malice hissed. Grandad nodded again. "I thought it had been hidden somewhere safe," said Malice.
"It was,"
Grandad whispered.
"hidden in plain sight. The best place to hide a thing you don't ever want to be found. No one's bothered to sort through that swag pile for 2 centuries.
Maniacal Malign was possibly the only malign whose mischief was too malevolent for even the family to take pride in. He was known to have been something of a mad inventor. Maniacal's inventions were often more troublesome than triumphant, but even the most unsuccessful inventors get lucky sometimes, and that is precisely what happened with the pocket watch. Maniacal was trying to create a pocket watch that could harness the weather, in particular the power of fog, the idea being that when Maniacal found himself being pursued, which for a mischief maker is par for the course, he would simply click the crown of his pocket watch and it would emit a thick fog, which would confuse his pursuers and allow him to get away safely. Like most of his inventions, it didn't work. However, he soon found he'd created an even better mischief tool. Whoever the watch was pointed at when Maniacal clicked the crown became instantly frozen in time. And there lay the potential for the most monstrous mischief. Maniacal used his pocket watch to turn the residents of Underland, land of ghosts, ghouls, and misfits, against each other. Let's say, for example, that Headless Mary was chatting amiably with old Joe Fester about opening night at the Phantom's new opera, when along comes Maniacal Malign, and, with a click of his pocket watch, he stops time. He plucks Mary's head out from under her arm and puts it in old Joe's hands. Now, as everyone knows, you do not, under any circumstances, take another ghost's head. It's just not done. It isn't polite. Well, you can imagine the to-do when Maniacal clicks his watch again to restart time, and old Joe finds himself with 2 heads instead of 1. Everyone always says that 2 heads are better than 1, but this is not always the case, especially not for poor Joe Fester. Maniacal cruised around Underland with his magic pocket watch for over a year, turning neighbour against neighbour and friend against friend. Eventually, Underland's general atmosphere of merry mischief was replaced by a maelstrom of